Welcome to Series 4, number 5. Today we're looking at Matthew 5, verses 13 to 16. It says this: "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everything in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." What's salt for? I really like salt on my chips. Without salt on my chips, that doesn't seem quite right. But salt is for flavour and also for preservation. Now, the method for salt curing is often referred to as pickling. A solution of brine is made to soak the food in, and the brine is simply water, much like the ocean, I suppose. Beans and cabbages, cucumbers and all sorts of stuff like that, and beets are all good vegetables for salt curing. In the old days, people would use 50 to 60 gallons of size barrels, and they would use these barrels for salt curing for just about everything. So they had stuff to eat in winter. The barrel would be covered with a board and held down by rocks. Salting, especially of meat, is an ancient preservation technique. The salt draws out the moisture and creates an environment inhospitable to bacteria. If salted in cold weather, so that the meat doesn't spoil, it can last for years and years. Pickled veggies, apparently, can last up to 8 years. So why does Jesus tell us to be salty? To be tasty or to be well preserved? Probably both. In some ways, what he is saying is that we should be useful, not useless, and get thrown away. That's an interesting perspective, isn't it? Where do we go with all of this? How do we bring this into our life? And what about being light? Lights do a couple of things. Logically, they illuminate so we can see what we're doing, particularly at night. But they also show where something is, so we know where it might be during the evening. Again, it is about being useful. A light that is hidden is useless. A lighthouse can save people's lives and point directions to people to help them so that they don't get themselves into trouble. That's really important if you're a sailor. It is all about being useful. It is all about knowing what your job is and doing it accordingly. Notice what it says: "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Being this light and being this saltiness is also a thing about worshipping God. So be useful like a light, be useful like salt, and in other words, have a purpose, and that purpose is helping others to worship, so we can worship together. We can worship with purpose. Bless you.